Hey, so a lot of things have been happening recently. So many things that I feel like I have enough content to really kind of just get back into the video blogging thing that I used to do back when I was in college. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. If it's stupid, you don't have to watch it. I'm going to make it anyways. But let's see here. I'm going to start off with a story that happened early April that I guess I didn't really tell very many people. I did a really bad job at exposing this, I guess, kind of telling everyone what had happened. People that I don't usually hang out with, they're always like, "What? That happened? You know, what? What?" And I don't even remember you ever saying anything about this. I didn't see it on Facebook. What? When did this happen? I didn't see any updates about this. I was in a car accident, a pretty brutal one actually. I was driving to go see Keely. It was about 8 or 9 o'clock at night. It was at Livingston Avenue. It is so hot in here. Hold on, I'm gonna turn the fan on. I don't know if the fan's gonna make a noise now, but I turned the fan on because it's really hot in the room. I was going down Livingston, which is a 4-lane road, and it's kind of crazy. You got a lot of weird drivers out there. They're really like hectic, I guess, and they're a bunch of idiots, a bunch of dummies. I was behind this car. We were at the intersection light where Achilles Road is, so I was just waiting. There was a car in front of me. Another car was turning at the intersection light, and all of a sudden, I hear skid marks as if someone's like peeling out at the because the light had turned green or whatever. You know how people are like that. They just like, oh, I'm gonna go really fast and peel out as soon as it turns green. I've done it on accident before, you know, whatever. So I thought that's what was happening, but no, it was actually skid marks from brakes. I'm just listening to my music. I was listening to this song.
Or you're sinking like a stone, carry on.
And I was just, I was enjoying my, radio. I was listening to the radio, and I was just, it was a nice night drive. Hear those skid marks I was talking about earlier, and what is that? What's that noise? And it's like boom, like you don't even have time to think about it. It wasn't a crash. It wasn't a glass shattering noise. It was like a thud. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. A really loud, deep boom. Next thing I know, I'm spinning left. My driver's side door swings open. The airbag goes off. I get shit all in my face. Everything that was in the back seat is now in the front seat. Like, I'm just being whipped around. My bumper was 5 yards up the road. It was just insane. It was crazy. When it was all done, I looked up. I'm like, oh my God, I was in a car accident. You don't know how angry you end up getting once you're in a car accident. Like, you obviously go through the motions like, am I okay? Is everything okay? And you don't even do it that well either. You just like make sure you have your legs and your arms and there's nothing stuck in you. And then you go on. You move on. You get out of the car if you can, which I did, because my door was already open. I smell this aroma of like smoke and dust, and I'm like, dude, if my car's on fire right now, I gotta get out of this car, because you've seen the movies. You know what happens when gasoline and fire mix. So I get out of the car, and I look around, and there's just a mess just everywhere. There's like 5 cars that were in this accident. It was so bad. I look up the road and I see like cars just splayed out like they were Hot Wheels cars, just thrown on the ground or some shit. Everyone was just kind of facing odd angles. I'm sitting on the curb by my car when I realize it's not on fire. But it was the airbag smoke and dust that went up my nose that smelled like fire. I realized this, and so I tried to gather my things. Without my cell phone, I don't know any phone numbers. And so I was looking for my phone, and it's an old phone. It's not a smartphone, so it's got a back container. It's got a battery that goes in it, and it's got the main thing, right? And so I find the main component, I find the back cover, but I couldn't find the battery. So I had the shell, but I didn't have the battery. So it was useless. I really tried to gather the most important things, like my wallet, my iPod, and my phone. So I get all these things, and I sit on the curb, and you have cops talking to you. They were there really quick. That was a great thing. Bexley Police Department, good job. Same with the fire department and the ambulance. You guys were there within. It didn't even seem like very long. It felt like 5 minutes, not even that. And they were asking me all these questions. Are you okay? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, I think I'm fine. Whatever. And as more time progresses, I have more time to look myself over, and I realize I have a huge cut in my at the knee part of my jeans. And so I lift up my jeans, and I notice there's a huge gash, a deep one, not like a length one, but a deep gash in my knee. That's where it went in. That's just a different, I don't know, that's just a different cut. It wasn't that. This was the big deal. From when the engine came back onto the console that's in front of me. It cracked the console, so it had sharp pieces kind of coming out, and my knee got stabbed by that, I guess. I had to get 4 stitches on my knee. No, I'm sorry, 3 stitches. 3 stitches on my knee. I consider myself extremely fortunate for that's all that happened to me. It could have been a lot worse. If the engine came back any further, I probably would have lost my leg. Or, I don't know, man. I don't even like thinking about it. It could have been bad. I realized that I've cut my knee, and so I say I have to go to the hospital to get this stitched up, because it's fish mouthing. It's deep. I'm not going to let that heal by itself. I'd freak out if I even tried. But they put me in an ambulance that someone was already in. There was a guy that was laid out in a stretcher. His name was Richard, and I didn't care. We were going to the same place. It's fine. I don't need my own ambulance. I just hurt my knee. All of a sudden, when we're halfway there, Richard starts talking. He says, "I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. You're probably the guy that ran into me and everybody else." And he was. They put me in the ambulance with the guy that hit all of us. And I don't know how I felt about that, because I did not. This was the guy that caused a lot of trouble, a lot of struggle, a lot of pain. And I don't know. I guess I wasn't comprehending the gravity of it all or what, but I just didn't care. I didn't care that he was the guy that was in the ambulance with me. When you're in this situation, you just want to get to the hospital and you want to get healed up. You know that your insurance company is going to cover you if you have insurance. You know that you're going to be okay. It's fine. It's whatever. You mess things up for a little bit, but I know that in the future things are going to get better. At least for me anyways. You're going to jail. I get to the hospital. They had me waiting there for a while, and it was kind of annoying, but I get that it's a hospital. I don't really like hospitals. It might have been less time than I thought, but I do not do well in hospitals. I have a phobia of a few things in life. Hospitals is one of those things. And I had no way of contacting Keely. I was going to see her. I was going to see her, right? And I didn't have my phone because the battery was gone. I didn't remember her phone number. And so I was kind of in a situation where I needed to let her know, but I didn't know how I was going to do it. I made contact with some people, but Keely, being the detective that she is, she was able to kind of piece it together herself, which was actually pretty cool. She was driving home and she saw the car accident, and so she cut off a block early. She saw it was a huge accident, and she knew something was kind of wrong because I wasn't answering my phone, but she didn't know what was going on. She got to her place and she realized I wasn't there, and so she ran down. She only lived. I was 2 blocks away from her house, so she ran down to the car accident. My car at this point was unrecognizable from the front, and that's the angle that she got. She asked the officer, who was driving this car, what kind of car is it, blah, blah, blah. They told her it was a Chevy Cobalt, but it was under a Matthew Dudis's name. So she walked home, and when she got back home, she realized that was my stepfather, because my car is in my stepfather's name, or it was. She made the connection, thankfully, and she ran back down to the scene of the accident and started asking some more cops more questions, and they realized their error, and they told her, yeah, actually it was a guy named Patrick. They took him to this hospital. He's okay, blah, blah, blah. And so she called her sister. Rachel is Keely's sister, and Rachel was out having dinner with her friend, and her friend drove Rachel back to the house, picked up Keely, and they all 3 came to the hospital to where I was. And that was very, very nice of them to do, to kind of not really cancel, but call their dinner over quickly, just to kind of help out. And that was nice. And I later on, I found out that in the police report that the van that had hit me and 3 other cars was stolen. He admitted to have driving at least 100 miles per hour down in 35 mile per hour zone. He said he had a little bit to drink, which means he was probably drunk. And yeah. But I'm here now. I've got a new car. I've got minor scars. I'm grateful that it wasn't worse. And I'm sorry that was such a sad story, but that was just one of the stories that's been happening recently, and I feel like I didn't really cover it very well. As far as telling my friends, what's going on. I feel like there's so much going on. There's so many good stories to be telling that, this might be a good outlet for kind of just letting you guys know what's going on. And yeah, so story time with Patrick. I think that's what I'm gonna call it. It seems so stupid, but that's what it's gonna be for right now. And I've got a bunch more stories to tell about what's been going on recently. So look out for more. I'll post them as soon as I can, I guess. And I'll just catch you guys later. Yeah, peace.